So Kim Jong-un, if he did not do one missile test each year, he could feed the entire 25 million population entire year. And he did 40 of them in his time in 10 years time. So if we just did one less, nobody in North Korea had to die from starvation in this 21st century. Hi guys! Welcome to my channel. My name is Yeonmi Park and I'm a North Korean de facto human rights activist. So today in this video guys, you're going to hear something that you have never expected, because this is the first time somebody from South Korea have escaped North Korea. This made just international news recently and everybody was just baffled. How on earth somebody from South Korea, flourishing democracy, risk their life, crosses DMZ, that is most heavily militarized zone in the world. This DMZ is 4 kilometers between North Korea and South Korea. The landmines are everywhere. Electric fences, the guards. It's really the most heavily militarized zone in the world that even a lot of animals get killed because of the landmines. Through this, somebody from South Korea have escaped North Korea over the New Year's. And I've been getting so many messages and people just keep asking me, what happened? Why anybody would escape North Korea? It makes no sense. And here I am trying to explain to them what that means, because I'm sure as an outsider, it really doesn't make sense. Why would anybody risk their life to go into the Hermit Kingdom, the most isolated, oppressed country in the human history? So therefore, in this video, I'm going to explain what happened to this man and why, and also the current status of North Korea, what they are planning to do in this new year. Because guys, I think this is a so good opportunity for us to really learn and study North Korea, because that almost can give us what the future would look like for all of us. So first of all, about this story about this man who escaped North Korea. Just later update came out from South Korean intelligence say that he might be a defector. So basically a North Korean defector who escaped South Korea. Even within 1 year his arrival to South Korea, he escaped back to North Korea. And this is really not the first time actually the defectors have escaped back to North Korea. Because a lot of, I think you might have not expected this, but when North Korean defectors go to South Korea, they do face heavy discrimination. And they cannot even be a waitresses because South Koreans discriminate them, and because of the North Koreans have an northern accent, that really blows their identity, and life becomes very hard for the North Korean defectors in South Korea. So a lot of them choose to go back to North Korea and be killed and see their family for the last time. But this story is a bit different. This defector who arrived in South Korea, even not that long ago or within a year, and he decided to go back. The reason, most possibly, I've been asking a lot of North Korean experts and who's underground. So most likely this man was a spy dispatched by Kim Jong-un to South Korea. And his missions could have been many things. One thing would be getting the military information, right, from South Korea. The second of all is causing this kind of distrust. If he went to South Korea and South Korean government accepted him as a defector and gave him a citizenship, and then he betrayed and went back to the country. So that's going to make South Koreans in the future trust North Koreans less and say, are you a spy? So this was my first experience. I still remember when I went to South Korea for the first time, whenever people found out that I was from North Korea, the first question was, are you a spy? Why are you talking to me? Why are you here? And it really broke my heart. But this is all the effort that Kim Jong-un is doing. He is determined to do whatever it takes to prevent the defection. And this is one of the efforts. He's trying to cause that confusion and distrust within even South Koreans. And this is what the North Korean dictatorship is very good at. They are the masters of creating mistrust, confusion, and anxiety, and terror, and mind control, brainwashing. And this is one of those tactics they are using. So therefore, in the future, as a North Korean defector, the life's gonna be even harder for them in South Korea, because now people gonna wonder if they're spy or not. And not only that, the third reason I think this is very dangerous is really showing how South Korea became so weak with their intelligence, with their determination to defend their democracy and the threat from the North. South Korean current president, who is the Moon Jae-in, I'm not gonna even lie, he's a communist. He's a complete sympathizer of communism, and he worships Kim Jong-un, the dictator that enslaved 25 million people. And all he did for the last years of his presidency is appeasing to Kim Jong-un, the dictator. And therefore, Moon Jae-in has been just so easy on the dictator that North Korea has been able to send in all their spies and do whatever thing they literally want. And now, just today, guys, North Korea also tested another missile. And this is really especially heartbreaking right now, because Kim Jong-un in 2022, he determined to even advance his military, updating these arsenals. Meanwhile, the North Korean people are dying from starvation. And I'm sure this is not the first time you hear that people in North Korea are dying from starvation. The degree of this impoverishment was never the same. The lockdown really made the North Korean lives a billion times harder than before. In this situation, where even people started eating each other, the cannibalism is spreading inside North Korea. Kim Jong-un is determined to even updating his military and his missiles. The thing is that Kim Jong-un has tested almost like 40 missile tests in his reign. And I said it in my videos before. It cost. So Kim Jong-un, if he did not do one missile test each year, he could feed the entire 25 million population entire year. And he did 40 of them in his time in 10 years time. So if he just did one less, nobody in North Korea had to die from starvation in this 21st century. For this evil regime, and South Korean president is bowing to him and not doing anything about it. And at this point, it really shows that it's almost like it seems like the Vietnam history is repeating in front of our eyes. So even though southern Vietnam had a better development and better economy, as soon as the American troops left southern Vietnam, the North, the communists took over. And this is the dream of North Korean regime. They are waiting the days until the American troops take out of South Korean territory. Then they are going to invade the South and take over entire country and make it entire country under the communist rule. And for this trick, the South Korean young people falling into this trick, the South Korean left, South Korean communists are spreading these rumors about how evil the Americans are, how evil the American troops are. And therefore now, so many young South Koreans actually are not even actually grateful that America is there to protect them, but very resentful and hating them and wanting the American military to go away. And this is the best timing that North Korea is waiting for. And here we can say that there's a 40 times difference between North Korea and South Korea's economic difference. And so many people are actually asking me, do you think the reunification gonna come in our lifetime? For me, my answer is we should actually worry about, is South Korea gonna be taken over by the North Korea? Because it's very plausible. The reason why I think is that in North Korea, the soldiers have to serve in the military for 10 years, at least minimum. Women for 5 years. In South Korea, it's 2 years, and women don't have to serve in the military. And the mindset of the soldiers are so different. In North Korea, they are so brainwashed that they are willing to die for this battle and the national battle, and they want to die for the revolution. In North Korea, the soldiers, all they're waiting for is not about defending their country, defending freedom, and defending individual liberty. They are like, oh, how am I gonna get past the 2 years? And thinking about dating. They don't care about how to defend freedom at all in South Korea. Nobody understands the value of freedom in South Korea. It doesn't matter how much South Korean economy or military the arsenal developed, because what North Korean has is a complete brainwashed military with the nukes and that capability, as soon as America leaves and America loses their willingness to defend South Korea and their freedom, North Korea will attack. And that's how we see that another country that falls into communist rule. And I think this is what we have to really understand, that freedom is not gonna be there unless we defend it, unless we fight for it. It's something that we cannot just transfer by blood or anything. This is something we have to actively defend and teach the value of freedom. And it's heartbreaking to see in this even new year, as much as I want to be hopeful, that people have no clue how actually freedom works, how really actually vulnerable that we are being in freedom, and how evil, how ruthless these dictators, these communists are. So I really hope that in this video you really learn that these tricks that Kim Jong-un plays, and how behind the scenes so many forces try to take our freedom away. So thank you guys for joining and watching this video. Please hit that like button and share this video, and please join my Patreon to support my activism. I look forward to seeing you guys all in the next video. Thank you very much.